We are live. What is up, everybody? We are doing the PlayStation E3 pre-show. Listen, we have a great panel here. We've got some people that are definitely on a little bit of the tilt the scales, a little bit PlayStation, which is good. We want to get everybody's opinions here. We got a couple Xbox guys.
He's talking about me. I'm a PlayStation pony. Woo!
He really is. That Rhino is quite some horse.
I'm riding that pony. It's great, man.
So first thing I want to do is I want to take a second here real quick, take 1 minute. Shout out to Fonz, shout out to Crap, and shout out to Luca, who all kind of like in their own way kind of gave me like this like I don't know what it was, intervention last night. They're like, Mooch, you need to check out the Xbox E3 again, right? So I went last night late, which I'm so exhausted for work today. I checked the whole thing out. So we did the show live on Z's channel, which we do as a tradition every year. I missed half the shit. So I'm watching it, and I watched it in 4K this time instead of the 720p monitor I have in my office on the side, which was awful. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, this actually isn't that fucking bad. I'm like, wow, I kind of like that. I'm like, Halo Infinite looks goddamn superb. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know Gears looked like that when it's not in 720p in this little screen I have in my office. I will say this much. So part of what I was saying yesterday, and we are going to get into the Sony stuff, but figured we'll just kind of recap last night. Part of what I said yesterday is still kind of holds true. And part of it, I will say that did more impress me. And Rod coming on to Inside Xbox today and saying what I was asking yesterday, he said today, which is we are going to make it so there's some wide open areas that you can explore and go off and do things in Gears, which is all I was asking for on Gears yesterday. So when Rod did that, I was pumped beyond belief. That being said, I still kind of hold a little bit true to what I was saying, and I want to open it up to the cast here too, is that I would have liked to have just seen even a tidbit of some of the stuff, and Crap gave a good example on the pre-show to this pre-show, which was that Ninja Theory was absorbed by Microsoft. They're 100 people strong, and Phil made a comment to even say, Hellblade came out a while ago. So we could have seen something from one of them or two of them, something from Playground, just something. And I thought, and don't say Forza Horizon 4, we saw that. But I mean, like I was looking for something out of those guys. Now I'll open it up to you. And Fonz, you were the first one. Let me just go to you because you were really, utterly, I hope I'm not speaking for you. You were pretty impressed with Xbox's E3 conference. I mean, do you see where I was coming from? It's not that I'm saying it was bad. I'm just saying I thought there was a couple of things they could have just really did that uppercut punch at the end and showed some of the new stuff, even if it was a glimpse or a CGI.
I think they did the best with what they've got, honestly.
Understood.
I just think that as a gamer, I sat there and I watched a company come out and basically give everybody their commitment to gaming and their brand.
Yes, that was evident.
And also the fact that the acquisitions were nice, especially Ninja Theory. Out of all of them, that's the one I think is most important here. Because that, along with the fact that they showed a bunch of JRPGs and other Japanese games, really showed that they're committing to a wide variety of games out there. And that was nice to see, because even though they may not be for you and me, those games that they showed are really big games in a lot of these communities. So I'm happy to see that. And Microsoft, game upon game upon game is what we saw. No controllers, none of this stuff that they usually do. I was really impressed with their conference. I thought it was one of their best, to be honest. All the games that they did show, sure, most of them were multiplats, but those multiplats looked incredible, and I can't wait to play them on the X. They look really good.
Fonz, let me just counter that with saying something. I'm trying to be fair here. I mean, you've had a lot of discussions behind the scenes too, right? And I say, okay, listen, you want to be fair. If I was saying years ago that Sony was showing a lot of multiplats, right? That was my hope. So when Sony shows multiplats today and Xbox's multiplats yesterday, in my head, and I've said this many years ago, I'm going to say it again, those I kind of just call a wash. Because unless it's exclusive content on your console, to me, they're going to be on both consoles. So that's a wash.
But you kind of look at these gaming shows a little differently than I do. I come into these shows not looking at, this is Sony versus Xbox versus Bethesda versus... I come into these shows wanting to see games, and that's what I saw on their stage.
Fonz came in with incense.
That's what made me happy.
Yeah, sing Kumbaya.
Yeah, but the problem with that though, Fonz,
it's about wanting to play great games, and that's what I saw. on the stage.
But why don't they just have one big stage and they all just come on and do it in a 5-hour segment? Like, why? I mean, the reason that they're doing them in their own segment and they're spending these hundreds of thousands of dollars on these productions is because they want to jab the competition. And you don't think Todd Howard wants to be like, "Yeah, we killed Ubisoft today." You know, like,
yeah, of course I see that. And the fact is, they did spend money on these multi-plat games to be on their stage first. That of course.
They paid for that. Yeah,
I mean, it's free marketing for whoever.
Because with marketing, marketing also goes along with when you show these games on a particular stage. Some gamers out there have this perception sometimes that, oh, well, I guess that might be an exclusive, or hey, I might want to play that on my Xbox because they're the ones that showed it. They might have some extra content. Who knows if they have the marketing deal? There's some people out there that will go down that.
That's another thing that I don't. A lot of the game, like last year's E3, they believe they showed Tekken was last year. They didn't have the marketing rights for that.
Yeah. No, not all games will, of course, but at the end of the day, they gave me a great show. I was smiling ear to ear with what they did show. I thought that some of those games were fantastic looking. Yeah. Like I said, I can't wait to play them. The exclusive things, people have to understand, while yes, exclusives are very important to consoles, 90% of what people play are indeed multi-plats on
That's true.
It doesn't matter where you play. And that is the one thing that we have to understand is, yes, exclusives matter when you're looking at competition. But as a gamer, I look at all games equally across the board and think, my God, that game looks great, no matter if it's exclusive or not.
And I think that's well justified. And coming from the fact that, and listen, Fonz, there's nothing foreign to what you've said. You've always said that you take the eye of a gamer and you're looking at it that way. And don't get me wrong, I truly appreciate that. I'm glad you do that. I just, myself personally, I look at it as it depends. You guys know me. Everybody on this panel knows me very well. You guys have been listening to me for a while. I look at it part as a gamer fan, and the other part of it I love. The reason I do the podcast thing so much is I'm enthralled and I'm so into the business aspect of it. It's not about the console war. It's the business end of it. I like when one person, same thing goes for a restaurant or a club in your local city. When one club's just outdoing the other, you might go, come on, man, they're all serving alcohol. They're all playing music. Yeah, but that one's just doing it a lot better.
I'll tell you what, like, and I kind of said this, and I've had a night, and I rewatched it myself, Mooch, because when you're watching it live.
I watched it again. Yep.
You can't really hear the intricacy. Like, I'm listening to what Phil's saying, and just like that whole part at the end when he's talking about how they're always gonna, you could tell he wants the most powerful console all the time.
Yeah.
The dedication to the Xbox box itself. Right, because he did announce a streaming service that they're working on, but reiterated that Xbox is always going to be first and foremost about that powerful box. Right, that's what I wanted to hear. As an Xbox fan, I was like worried. Right, so most people know that I came into this E3 almost a free agent. Like, they got to tell me what they're working on. They got to tell me that that they have a commitment to the Xbox. They have a commitment to doing some first party content, and they did both of those things. Listen, I'm an intelligent guy, so I know the studios that Microsoft has, and I knew what they were working on. So I wasn't expecting a new announcement in terms of a new IP or anything like that. I was hoping we would have got a Fable announcement, but we didn't. And it's like anybody that really expected a new IP, it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? That's an eternal question we'll never know. But which comes first, the studio or the exclusive? We know which comes first there, the studio.
But for me, when I hop in those shows and I'm watching, right, I want to see what you're doing, Microsoft. The third parties, they'll get me jumped out my seat, get me happy, right? I'm gonna buy them. Woohoo, they look great. But I want to know what you're doing, right? I want to see the games you're producing. That's why I'm tuning in. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
But if they don't have anything, what are they going to show?
Right. So that's what I'm getting at. So Gears of War 5, amazing, great, right?
Probably the best graphical game I've seen ever. So
right, it looks great.
Yeah.
Horizon 4 looks great.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Right? Yeah. But then after that, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, where's the rest?
Me,
so what I think they're doing, they're just gearing up for next gen, in which they might come out swinging. So
yeah, it might not even be that long from now, since they announced new hardware at E3. They said we have. Yeah, we could see a new Xbox announcement next year.
Here's the thing. I listen,
2019 for sure.
Listen, I'm all you guys know my favorite slogan. That loves gadgets, right? And I get it. Yeah, whatever comes out from whoever, I'm going to buy it. I would take beauty before brains any day of the week, right? But going back to the show, I would give it. The show overall was good. One of the better shows. The pacing of the show. But again, if you look at what Microsoft is always teased about, or the moniker, it's been Xbox, is Gears of War and Halo. I mean, I don't care if they show like the Halo thing. That's not a game. That's in something in engine. You know, they pulled the Sony a storybook. That's not even a game. That's an engine or something for the game, which is dope. They could have did that for Fable. They could have did that for Perfect Dark. Something else outside of, because if you take away all of the multi-platforms I can buy somewhere else, all the Microsoft did was show us Gears and Forza, right? And then listen, I think them acquiring studios, awesome. But again, to be fair, Microsoft ain't have the best track record when it comes to studios.
But we can't live in the past. We can't continue to live in the past.
Max Curse of the Brotherhood. CFE.
Yeah, we also can't sit there and call up things that they did years ago when they're under Meyerson. They're completely.
I'm not bookie. I don't get a Xbox One X or whatever it's going to call delivered to my doorstep.
Yeah. Well, I get that, but let me mention this real quick, Z. The fact of the matter is, previously Microsoft always had their hand in the pot on what a lot of their studios had to do. Let me read a little thing here. Ninja Theory, right? Ninja Theory. Yeah. Okay. So Microsoft promised they'd be free from typical AAA development trappings and promised full creative independence.
All right.
That's not the only studio that's doing that either. So the initiative, David Gallagher revealed the initiative is already hard at work on their next title. They're looking to expand the team. He claims that this team has been given the freedom to try new things, and the initiative is operating like an independent studio for something old and different.
All that sounds good, right? But again, I would hate to question Phil's integrity because him was also to say, we're talking about Phil here, that there will be some exclusives that will be on PC, and there will be some exclusives that will be on the console. And what I saw again, I'm seeing exclusives to the PC, mobile, but no exclusives on the console.
Well, also, I have to also point out that Rod Ferguson explained this during Inside Xbox today, that they're just looking to expand the Gears brand into people that maybe normally wouldn't play it. So I don't have an issue with the mobile stuff, but my question is, where are the Xbox exclusives? Well, that's up to you. Got to ask Microsoft. I mean, they have exclusives coming, but they're all going to be on PC and Xbox.
I think we said it like all day. You said it the minute you hopped into the pre-show, right? You said, dude, you're like, Xbox is all in next gen. They're all in.
Yep.
Right?
Alan Savage. It's a restart. It's a refresh.
Exactly. Alan Savage should pay the bills real quick. Fantastic job, everyone. You guys, and glad did one hell of a job for the weekend at E3. Hit that like button. Alan, thank you so much. And somebody else just did. Fail Pyromancer says, so PlayStation conference. I know we are getting the PlayStation. It's just there was a little bit of a hangover from last night, so we're taking care of it.
Can I say one more thing, though?
Go ahead,
Xbox. I want to say one more thing. Concerning Xbox, and what I think they did drop the ball on was the fact that they did show that PC-only title. I thought that was a little black eye for them.
That was terrible. Yeah, I agree.
I look at it like this, right? I'm interested
in the game.
I'm gonna say, listen, I'm not knocking those that like RTSs. I'm not saying I want an RTS from Xbox. I just look at it like this is Microsoft's pushing the envelope because again, at Gamescom last year, which was supposed to be all about the X, again, they had a better showing for Age of Empire than they own goddamn hardware. You know what I mean? So, maybe I'm just the old goddamn dinosaur at the gate, but you see how well Sony and how well Nintendo are doing, catering to their console fans, and I just don't get that same thing, from Microsoft. You know what I mean?
Well,
maybe change that generation.
You know what's nice too is the fact that they've got some third-party games coming to Game Pass, and I know a lot of people were asking for day and date for that. But hey, these games are a little older, but these are huge games still. I mean, you got Fallout 4, you've got the Division.
Did you notice the games as a service trend for the Game Pass yesterday?
But here's the thing about that. The fact is there's strong partnerships there with
Bethesda person. Yeah, I could see.
They've always had a good relationship with them.
I could see them get a day and date game eventually with Bethesda, possibly, maybe.
And that's what I'm saying. Crap is that this it reaffirms their partnerships. And
Yeah.
I think the fact that they're doing this with Game Pass now only sets it up for brighter things in the future with Game Pass.
I think, you know what, just real quick about Microsoft's conference, and then we can move on. I just want to say, I guess it depends on what you went in there looking for. Personally, I'm a gamer. I prefer Xbox, but as a gamer, I play more than just I'm not looking for just Xbox exclusives because I play a lot of everything.
Okay, here's what's funny about what you said. Though.
Games they showed. That's incredible to me.
I went in there very with a very pessimistic attitude. Okay, and I was like really ecstatic after the show, thinking, "Wow, they changed my outlook." You know, basically on the future of Xbox.
Yeah.
Within the show. As for Sony, I'm going in there just like elated. I'm happy. I'm excited for Sony's show because I know what they're going to show me. I already know it's going to be some great stuff. So I'm already excited for this show. So it's a totally different thing going into these shows.
Yeah, you know what? Like for me, like as everybody knows, I'm not big on like the like multiplats that I see on Sony stage. I'm always thinking those are going to look good on my X. Right. Like that's how I look. That's how I went into Microsoft's conference. Anything they show that has interest, that's multiplat, is going to look amazing on my X. Anything else is just kind of icing. And then the 5 studios, nobody could have predicted that, right? So today was Sony's. I'm interested in Spider-Man. I already have that pre-ordered. The rest of them, like I don't really care about Death Stranding or, I mean that's a me thing. You know, I don't like The Last of Us. It's not a hater thing.
That's a you problem.
I've already explained that. I've already explained that I'm not, just like some people aren't into whatever Ori or whatever. I thought that looked great, you know, and some people might not look in like it, you know.
Well, no, it's a good segue. You guys brought in this to the Sony conference. Let me start with Luca. Luca, you've been sitting here. Luca's on like
she's chewing her nails. She's waiting to jump in. She's like, damn.
Luca, what are you excited about tonight? Like realistically, I mean, I have my thing that I'm hoping for. Not only that I know we're gonna see, but I'm hoping we see. So I'm gonna, and I noticed Luca's still on mute, so that's why I'm still talking to make sure Luca comes off mute before I go to somebody else. And we're going.
And we're going.
Shifting.
Wait.
Go ahead, Boom. You haven't said anything at all.
Sorry, I was taking a nap because you guys were talking about Microsoft.
I just did a 13-second and I was like, oh my god, I'm running out of material. I'm like, Luca, come back. I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I can't.
You know what? I'm a gentleman, so of course I'm gonna let Luca go.
So what were you? What'd you ask me?
What are you excited about for tonight's show? E3.
Death Stranding.
Now, what about it though? Like, what do you want to see? You want to see more story? Do you want to know what the hell this is? Like,
I want to know what the fuck's going on. It's so weird. Like, so when I first saw the trailer, maybe like the second trailer that they showed for it, it gave me some hardcore Stephen King vibes, and I love Stephen King. Like The Mist. God, what is that movie called?
See, Luca, you are way more deep than people even know. Like you hang out in like different. She knows. Like
before, would you?
No, she likes. I would not listen. I know Luca for a while now, and Luca liking like Stephen King. That's pretty cool. Like that's something that like most people don't even know Stephen King. Like Stephen King, like what country did he rule back in the 1800s? Oh, none, dude, none. All right, he lives in Maine. Go ahead, Luca.
Yeah, but I'm a huge fan of The Mist. That. Like especially the movie version, which takes a drastic turn into the end compared to the book version. I'm a huge fan of The Mist, and I love Dr. Sleep. And he's Stephen King is great, right? He's great. Oh, I love I love it. Like it is amazing. So I got like Stephen King vibes from the trailer. I'm like, okay, I'm rocking with this. Like it's weird, and I like weird stuff. Like it's weird and dark, and I like weird and dark things.
Okay.
So I want to see more of the game. Ghost of Tsushima seems cool as well. And Spider-Man, yeah.
Oh, Fonz, I heard an okay. I know that okay from Fonz.
Yep.
What's up?
That usually means okay, but what the hell's going on with this Death Stranding?
Death Stranding, okay, aka throat babies.
Nice.
Look, this game, I'm just going to put it out there. Everybody knows on each side. I get blasted for this all the time, but Kojima is one of the most overrated developers there is.
Amen.
Here we go.
Clowns out of left field. Hello, clown.
It's great that he brought some innovation to the business, and he brought the whole cinematic field of video games. I appreciate him for that. But you know what? A lot of your games are just weird, and that's where they end.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Death Stranding looks to be intriguing. Of course, I'm interested, but I am not hyped at all.
It's not generic, bro. That's what I'm happy about.
I've never played a Kojima game before. So
Okay.
I'm not going into it like, oh my god, Kojima's amazing. He's great. Like I don't care. I just think the concept's cool.
I played a couple hours of like Metal Gear Solid 2, and so I'm kind of with Luca. I really haven't, but I will say this much. Doing my homework, what Fonz and Crap has said to me behind the scenes multiple times is like Crap goes, "Hey Mooch, you got to read this," and I go, "What?" And it was that thing that leaked basically from someone that used to work in the studio with them,
and it made no
sense.
Like,
so I said to him, I go, "This makes no sense, Crap," but I go, "Oddly, I'm intrigued," and he's like, "Get the f out of here," like, and I'm like, "No," I'm just kind of like, it's something I'm with all day in the fact that I think Fonz has got a great point with the fact that Kojima's just a tad on the overrated side, but all day makes a point that it's like, okay, look at all the games that are coming out. Even the beloved Spider-Man, right? Swing from a rooftop, swing to a rooftop, kick him in the face, swing to a rooftop, swing to a rooftop. Okay, so we did this over and over again. So something like Death Stranding has me more intrigued than Spider-Man.
Unique.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, intrigued, not necessarily better game.
That article, when I read it, basically to sum it up real quick, time travel. It's a persistent world. Whatever you do in single player, people can invade your game, and it has effects in multiplayer. You guys have to make decisions on a global aspect in real time. So I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, Fonz. Okay, so hold on, Fonz, 1 second. So all day called me. He's like, oh my god, bro, I'm so hyped. I'm like, what's up? He's like, okay, look at this article, and it was just a paragraph of text of this leak for Death Stranding. And I'm like, all day, I am definitely not reading through this. So can you explain to me? Then he started to explain to me. I'm like, I'm going to have to just watch the trailer because I can't. Like, I don't understand.
I mean, it's intriguing. It's so unique. I'm so intrigued. I'm a Kojima fan.
I assure you, though, all day. And Luca, once you see whatever they show tonight, you're still not going to understand what the fuck this game's about.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because you're putting toxic beans in my brain right now, bro.
Oh, man. No, are you saying that Fonz's negative energy is influencing it?
No, it might.
But let me twist it, though. I am excited for some of these games that they're showing on Sony the most out of any game shown on stage this weekend. I'm looking forward to The Last of Us 2. I love the first game, but the game I'm looking most forward to, honestly, is a game I doubt that will even be there, is Red Dead Redemption 2. I know they have the marketing rights.
Probably not, Fonz.
But the fact is, traditionally, Rockstar does not show
them. Yeah.
You got to pay the bills, Mooch.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, and it's a shout out to you, Z. He says, Chadman23 says, AZ, he says, stop this, please, brother. Meaning, I don't know if it was because we were kind of hitting hard on Death Stranding, but what do you think, Z? Are you excited for Death Stranding? I don't see it. Listen, I know you a long time. You may be intrigued, but I don't see you putting 20 hours into this baby thing.
Listen, since I found this new religion of Kratos, God help me. I've been playing shit that I've never thought. I was on Bloodborne for 15 hours, man.
I saw you, man.
I said that to say this though. About Kojima, he does make very weird games. Like I don't know, if it was on BGST or one of those other. We did so many damn shows yesterday. Metal Gear Solid 2, The Sons of Liberty. I didn't know what I beat that game on the place. I didn't know what the hell was it was happening.
Nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah, alternative universe. It didn't really happen. It was a simulated. But again, this game does look weird. I just want to see what the gameplay. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I'm concerned about. Is the gameplay, the mechanics, Z. Hey, real quick, I'll pay the bills. This is one of your boys too. I'm gonna shout out to Classic Love, who came over from Z's channel, right? Came over from Z's channel, my channel. A lot of respect for him. Since Phil Spencer's getting praised by doing shit. After 4 to 5 years, he finally did something. Acquire Studios, but thumbs up.
Good point.
Yo, good shout out to Classic Love.
Good point.
Appreciate that. But no, realistically, I think that what do you guys think? Crap. What about you? Like, are you anticipating any game tonight at all?
I'm looking forward to Spider-Man and the multiplats.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, like Death Stranding.
What about Boom?
Yeah, well, zombied out as well, and I don't really care about Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, it looks like Mooch, so I'm definitely down for that. But I
don't like those games either. So,
well, I'm first of all, I'm excited for everything they're going to show that we know about. But what I really am chomping at the bit as a fan, I have fingers and toes crossed. I did the salt over the right shoulder. We need to see Resident Evil 2, the remake, and here's why. Okay, hold on now. Okay, first of all, it's my favorite game of 40 years of gaming. Resident Evil 2. That's
you
number
old
one.
Bastard.
You want me to quit podcasting? Don't you?
I know I'm the old man in the room, but it's cool though. I got experience.
What the
Damn,
hell
who
is somebody
fell?
like?
You know that Z.
Somebody back there like
That's so Z.
Stop
get away
leaning in
or
that chair.
You know, obviously, when you think of Resident Evil, you do kind of think of PlayStation. That's where it started, and it would be really fitting, considering the year that Sony is already having, to have that up on their stage unveiled for the first time, because no one's seen it, and I think that would be a big deal.
Listen, I'm not going to just say it before and not say it now. I'm with you, Boom. Listen, I love Resident Evil. Like, if they want to bring that back, that's something I'd welcome back. Like,
can I be honest though? Like, that's like a multi-plat, right? Even if it's not, it's not a big deal to me because I bought that whole Resident Evil collection on Xbox like a year or so ago, and I haven't touched a single game. Right? Yeah, and I even bought Resident Evil 7 or whatever the hell, Biohazard.
Shame on
I haven't
you,
even touched those games. So
wow.
Resident Evil means dick to me.
Yeah, remember when you said it to me? You're like, Mooch, you have totally missed out. Everything that's ever spelt with a Resident or an Evil is $20 right now on a package deal. And I'm like, I missed it. And he's like, oh, you missed out, dude.
Well, you know what? I like, and I have the Resident Evil 0 remake and that.
I have that too.
Yeah, it's like I haven't even touched a single one of them.
Let me pay the bills real quick, Crap. And this is to you. Classic Love comes back, says, Crap. Nintendo CEO did a lot within 2 years. As a CEO of Nintendo, please don't give me excuses.
Oh, hold on. So Classic Love, let me tell you this. If you just look at the facts, right? Microsoft had Phil Spencer's. Look, do you think that it's coincidence that Terry Myerson goes and all of a sudden they announce these studios, or the fact that I've been saying for a long time, and I'm not the only one, that they literally cut the budget. They cut the games that were the expensive games. The only games that they were creating that were AAA were Halo, Gears, and Forza, because they had a return possibility, and everything else got the budget slashed so much that we ended up with stuff like State of Decay 2. You know, that's not a. I like State of Decay 2, but it's obviously not the AAA that originally intended. Right, so it's pretty clear what happened. It's not a coincidence that Phil Spencer gets promoted to corporate vice president of Microsoft, not Xbox, Microsoft, and now they're able to actually do stuff. So anybody that's like, oh well, it took him this, guess what? That man fucking saved Xbox, and anybody that doesn't believe it, you should look into the facts, because the man saved Xbox. They were probably within a hair of selling off that brand, closing it down, or doing something along those lines. That brand was done.
No, there is something to be said about what you're saying, Crap. I completely agree. Now, and listen, you can see from this E3 that whoever Terry Myerson
Studios, and he just says on inside Xbox that they're going to buy more.
Would you be excited about any Sony services since you're not so much into the games?
Services?
Because I'm hearing rumblings of backwards compatibility. I don't know.
From that fake list that also said Devil May Cry was going to be on their stage.
I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. Because people have been posting on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a section in the PlayStation Store that says best of PS3. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: wouldn't that be an L for them for saying who would play this?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is, I always said, like, if the games are worth going back to,
there's no difference. There is absolutely no difference.
Old games.
Yeah, but you guys
are hyping old games.
A lot of you have talked badly about Xbox being backwards compatible.
That's absolutely
those old games.
Like I said, it depends on the game.
I think. Look, everybody has their own personal favorite games, old games, new games, whatever, right? So I always said PlayStation Now would be a killer app if you could download those fucking games. The fact that it's streaming makes it irrelevant. You know, I can't use that. I don't want to use that.
Made it irrelevant.
Yeah, like,
too expensive.
but PlayStation Now is Sony's bet. They paid $450 million for that. Yeah. So why would they come out with backward compatibility now? And I don't even know if they could do that with the PS3 stuff. That'd be tough.
From the way some of the Sony executives talk though all day back, a year and change ago, so things can change, right? They've all talked and then things change. So I'm not saying it's not a problem. I don't see that happening.
Compatibility. I would love that, but I don't know if that. I don't think that's going to happen.
They have to let you change your name before they get backwards compatibility.
That's what I was going to say. When that happens, then
they're going to announce that today.
Change your name.
Yep.
I'm sure as hell hope so all day.
You shouldn't make absolutes like that. You should say, I think they're going to do this, just in case.
I just said rumors.
Yeah.
Well, Chad Man says, can we admit that Sony will be great tonight? Well, Chad, I think some people say that.
Okay, listen, to be fair, right?
Sony is going to surprise us with something. I know they have something up their sleeve because they put out that they're going to showcase these 4 games, and I'm like, nah.
That can't be it. That can't be it.
Well, here's the thing, right? If you look at Sony's last year's E3, to be honest with you, it wasn't that stellar, but Sony had a great year with Paris Game Show. Then he had the PSX thing. So they, and not to damage control, but they put on a great show, especially that PlayStation. I'm sorry, that Paris SX. I always used to tease that shit, but we saw the Detroit second part trailer and The Last of Us 2. So again, maybe they may play their cards close to their chest this E3, and then wow us again come. But this generation is kind of winding down. I know Square Enix just announced exclusive for PlayStation on their stage, something silent. It's like a third-person action fighting game or something. But I don't.
What do you want to see though? Z? Like what game do you want to play?
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. This may sound a little cliche, but I want to see what Ghost of Tsushima is about.
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. Of course, Death Stranding. See finding some gameplay for The Last of Us 2. It'd be the same thing with Xbox. I've never seen any gameplay from Halo or Gears 5. Whatever the case. You'll be looking forward to that. I'm just want to say this thing. That's a little cliche thing. I just hope going forward with Microsoft acquiring these studios that they are graphically, impressive games. You know what I mean? Because it makes no sense if Sony's going to still, Microsoft is still going to have the more powerful hardware, but Sony's games are going to look better graphically. That to me.
Well, did you see Gears? I mean, Gears 5 is probably
the best looking game I've seen this generation.
Hands down.
It's beautiful.
Ninja Theory, by the way, Z has always done graphically impressive games as well.
I know. Yeah,
I watched that video that they put out last night. That Ninja Theory is underrated. People don't really know about that. Shout out to Classic Love real quick, Crab.
And I got to say real quick also that the Halo, it looks like I got Halo 1 vibes from that trailer, which gives me chills. The Halo Infinite. Like
it was an engine demo.
Here's the thing, Z, you're right with the Halo engine thing, but that engine looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's their next generation engine, by the way. And they dump Locke and all that stuff. Is just Chief.
They dump the color fellow.
They dump Locke and the other two. I forget what they were.
Locke died in a Pelican crash.
Yeah, that was somebody said that was Locke under the cover on the Gear trailer.
Man, that was so racist.
Yo, listen, shout out real quick to Classic Love. He says, saved Xbox. He goes, putting your games on PC, it's not saving it. If the Xbox community was supporting the exclusives, y'all ship wouldn't be sinking. Classic Love, come on now.
Dude, you got to stop with the hate shit, right? Like Phil Spencer has been the most transparent person. Here we go. Here we go. So what other studio head would say, "Hey, we're working on another console," like at their E3 like that after just releasing the X and the S?
Isn't that what he's supposed to do?
I don't know. Hey, when has Sony even mentioned a PlayStation 5? Really?
Hey,
They just did an interview on what was it, top of the year? They said
but listen, he's like, this is Phil Spencer just says it like it is. He's like, we're committed to the game consoles. He's like, when else why doesn't other people mention that they're working on another console when they obviously are? He's like, because they want to sell their current console. He's like, with the Xbox ecosystem, it's not a big deal. So look, if you guys and I have a little bit of here's the funniest part, right? You guys think in the future that Sony's not going to open up their streaming service for PC as well for their game? I would guarantee that within the next 5 years, you're going to be able to play PlayStation exclusives day and date, stream them.
Well, like Fon said, when you look at when you see what they're all doing, you can see like when EA's got their streaming service, Xbox has their.
I just got a question. And crap, you're my brother from another mother. You know, you're my favorite white boy. I would hate to question your terror. Hey, I mean, I'm like, he took your place, Mooch. I'm just pulling teeth for you about the X. I don't like hardware. I'm an old school guy. Now you're here bragging about goddamn hardware.
Oh no, I'm not saying. I probably wouldn't buy it. If they come out with a new hardware next year, I probably wouldn't buy it. I would probably wait a year at least, because it just depends. I have a feeling that we're going to see iterative hardware every 2 years now, and I'm not into that.
Every 2 years,
said consoles,
every 2
every
2 to 3 years.
Come out with a fat and then a slim. I mean, as soon as one comes out the door, they start. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. You got a couple bills you have to pay in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to pay the bill real quick.
You got a whole bunch of bills. Jeez,
Justin Maroney. Yeah, but listen, Mooch Maniacs are out tonight. Justin Maroney, right? He says, can we all agree that there's so many good games coming out on all systems that it's going to be good to be a gamer this generation?
I tell you what, man, I've got Red Dead. I've got Red Dead 2 pre-ordered. I've got the Tomb Raider game pre-ordered. Forza Horizon, I'm not sure if you can pre-order that yet, but I am as soon as I can. There's so many fucking amazing games that are coming out. That's what I'm most excited about. I wish I could be excited about Fallout, man. That's just not my game.
Another one from Chatman. Chatman 23. Shout out to my brother. He said Gears look the same as 4. I don't know. I don't know when you watched that on
you watch that on a 4K screen, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Cat, you're my brother.
Plastic Love says he's not hating crap.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know. Nobody's really talking about this. I'm the first one I think that was mentioning this in podcasts that I've been on and stuff. But that Halo Infinite trailer showed a female Master Chief.
I after you mentioned it, I watched it, and there is something to be said about that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I don't.
All day. I know.
No, Fonz. Even though I can see where you're coming from, I think that's just a.
Do that. No,
yeah, I think that's an. I just think that was a different kind of art style. I don't really think that's what that is. But I know where you're coming from, but I don't think so.
Absolutely not. The icon for Xbox. The shooter
listen to
box.
this. It's
a female Master Chief.
Yeah, but
that's
listen,
not happening.
They did do a female protagonist in Gears.
But she was already in there.
Luca,
that's true.
Look at a minute 30 into that.
No, I mean, his leg looks slim and stuff, but I can't imagine that they would do that.
Hey, he's on a keto diet, bro.
If you guys ever look at what they said, the big problem was with Halo 5, it was that people wanted to play as Master Chief. They're not going to put a female Master Chief.
I agree with that.
Would that be the ultimate troll, though, to make it a female and say,
what if you can pick between both?
I mean, I could see that happen. I just don't. I don't know. I don't think that. Actually, no, I can't. They're not going to. Chief is the Xbox icon. They're just not going to change that. I don't give a shit what kind of inclusion they're trying to do. They're not going to do that.
Change this next generation. You need another goddamn icon.
They are going to do that, man. And I got a feeling that this next Halo, when it launches, thanks to probably the forward compatibility and the PC launch, that is going to be their biggest one ever. Huh?
I mean, I think that'd be horrible. How come you play a shooter against with PC guys?
You're not playing. You're not. There's not crossplay. They're going to be able to have PC. It's just going to. They already said it's going to be on Windows 10. So, in fact, that could be their biggest shot ever at getting people to use that shitty store.
I don't know. That's not Phil again being transparent because he said the Xbox will have some exclusives. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, who knows? Like I said, if you read the official thing, it says Crackdown 3 is only on Xbox, where everything else says Xbox and Windows. Maybe they were having problems with Crackdown on PC, and I don't know. It could just be a misprint.
Is it only on Xbox?
On the official Xbox Wire, yep, where everything else says Windows 10 and Xbox, Crackdown 3 only said Xbox. So, I mean, that could just...
941 real quick, Crap says, so much thought from Sony fans after Microsoft's Epic E3. Will the media bias finally go away? And then Vaughn.
There's no media bias.
Shout out to Vaughn.
You know what was funny was I saw this one article.
Win by showing gameplay. Vaughn, probably. It depends. That's what you're going to hear. Well, that's the thing. And even though All Day says that, I think it's been less and less because there's no need to toot the horn when Sony's winning almost 3-1. So you don't really see it as much as you used to. But to be honest with you, Vaughn makes a strong point here in saying the Sony win with gameplay. The minute Sony's conference done, I will say this much. The media has been very polite to Microsoft. The minute 10:30 Eastern, the clock strikes that 12 on that minute, done.
Hey, Mooch, you know what?
It's all Sony for the next 3 or 4 days on E3 week.
I gotta. You said something good yesterday during the show. Well, actually, shout out to Warrior Ward too. Whoever his cocky ass is, that's cocky motherfucker. That Microsoft always leaves room for Sony to steal it. You know what I mean? They don't never close the door behind them. They don't never close. Again, I hate to be, looking at the glasses being had. They needed. I wish they would have showed something new. I don't give if it was like they did. Remember Shanghai Heights? Throw that shit back on when it's gauge.
That's what I was saying before the show
started.
You know
what they could have did, Z? You know what they could have did? They could have showed those new studios with JPEGs.
I mean, whatever. Like, I mean, and that's rumored that what's some name people Playground Games are working on 2 open world games. You know what I mean?
Well, Forza Horizon 4 and of course Fable.
Right. Chadman says Xbox was epic. How? Please explain. I agree. It wasn't bad.
No, Microsoft had a great show.
It was a good show. It was.
It was. Listen, they answered they had my man. What's the weirdo with the ball? Chris
Carla didn't make an appearance this year.
Yeah, listen. You know what's crazy? I always say this, that you'd be surprised who watches the show. One episode of BGSC, we were talking about Minecraft. Don't bring Minecraft on the stage. And shout out to Griffin Gaming. He said something while we were on air yesterday about Minecraft. I'm sorry, he said in the chat, and one of the head honchos for Minecraft put on Twitter was like, "Yeah, you must have listening to this guy Griffin Gaming." They were in the chat. But again, I always said that big games going to big stage. You got a pre-show and the after E3, so you can show the smaller titles there. But overall, I think it was, I guess not everything they showed appealed to me. You know what I mean?
I want to say this much about tonight, though, Z, real quick, because it is a Sony show, like the Sony pre-show. I'm looking forward to, of course, everybody knows The Last of Us, but that's not the thing I'm really looking forward to, the rumor that's out there. And if somebody's heard this is debunked, shoot it down, is that it's coming maybe this fall. There's a chance that The Last of Us 2, and I mean, Neil Druckmann has not stopped tweeting. This guy doesn't tweet like everybody.
Remember when I went to PSX in the crowd, he said to the audience, he said, the game's about 60% done. That was December. So
right. And he's amped to show it. So why would he be so he says 60% there, right? That's January. Here December. We are 6 months later, or December, right? So 6-7 months later, and you got another almost 5 months, right? So and he's pumped. He's like, I can't wait. Tonight's the night. Like for me personally, like I would drop all the backlog games I got and I'm playing Last of Us Remastered again right until we get up to that shit. I'm like so amped for that. That's that's the drop the mic for me, is if Last of Us is available this fall or holiday.
That'd be crazy.
I heard everything's getting pushed to February because that stuff could have been released this year, but nobody wants to fuck with Red Dead 2 for some reason.
Well, I'm buying a 48 pack of Top Ramen. If you guys need some, let me know for February.
Well, no, for February for me, thankfully, it's just Anthem and Crackdown, so I'm good.
No trials for you?
I'm not worried about no. I have Trials games that I don't even play now, man. I don't want another one.
Wait, what do you mean? What game, Crap?
Trials. They announced a new Trials.
Oh,
game.
New Trials like bike game. Okay. Bishop and Juice. He says Sony wins if they have release dates for Last of Us 2. Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding. Otherwise, no W. So he wants to see extensive gameplay and dates. I mean,
Sony doesn't really put release dates anymore.
No, they don't.
Years.
They'll give windows.
Yeah, because they keep on. They delayed so many games earlier in the generation. So then they're like, hey, we're going to stop putting release years on here.
But then don't they have a release for what do you call it, for No Days Gone or Days Gone or something?
Yeah, February 22nd, the same day as Anthem and Crackdown.
That whole list, that's all getting spread out. I mean, I made a joke tweet. I think
who's getting delayed?
It's not delayed. You want to know what I think? Honestly, all day, I think Days Gone goes early. I think Days Gone comes out middle of because it's done already. They just pushed it to the right because like we just said.
I think they pushed Days Gone back a couple weeks at least, and then go. We wanted to polish it to be the best that it could be, and that's going to take another 3 weeks. Yeah.
I'm thinking mid-January it comes out because it doesn't have any.
January releases are rare because people are all spent out from the holidays. So usually February is when people are ramping up to spend more money, and that's why I think that you don't push that forward. And I don't think Microsoft cares with Crackdown because I think that they can't mess with that anymore.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. Yeah,
and plus that with Game Pass.
It doesn't matter. Like you said, it's in Game Pass. People have Game Pass. They're going to utilize it. For $10, they'll play it. And if they don't, they won't.
I mean, yeah, Game Pass is going to take a hit because you got to go all the way from now till October before Forza Horizon 4 comes out. But when Forza Horizon 4 comes out, holy shit.
If the calendar added an extra day, so we went from 365 days to 366, Metro Exodus would still fail and nobody would buy it. Like that's how it doesn't matter. Metro, because someone was like, Metro is going to move. Metro is not going to do well no matter what day it comes out on. So
they could put that game out any day. They could package that. They could be like, it's a free game. Well, the only way that would sell is if they're like, it's a pack-in with Red Dead 2.
If it's that extra day in February and leap year, it still wouldn't sell. It doesn't matter what day you give that thing.
I mean, that's cool though that those that like that
looks good, right?
Yeah, it just looks kind of like I don't know every other.
So
looks like a Bethesda game.
What do you guys think? I know you're right. I know you guys are all fans of this game. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not anti it. I never really played it. You guys think there's a chance SOCOM shows up tonight?
Yeah,
no.
Sure do.
Pipe dream.
Nope. No.
It's already been rumored a long time ago. So
it's either going to be Siphon Filter or SOCOM as their special. We have one more thing.
Remember Blue Point? Is it Blue Point?
Blue Point allegedly might be remaking Metal Gear 1, or they might be allegedly remaking Demon Souls.
Yeah, so
Do
we'll
Metal
see.
Gear Solid 1, please, not Demon Souls.
Do Demon Souls.
No, Luca.
Yes,
We need
Billy.
Metal Gear, bro.
Yes, Demon Souls remastered.
I think you know what. Like, here's the thing. I mean, they're not gonna have like their one more thing might be some like remake or whatever. But their studios are all present and accounted for. I think anybody going in there thinking they're gonna announce some big new exclusive like AAA or something is
That's a good point, right?
Remember, crap, you're being recorded. Stop.
Dude, I'm just saying, it's like their studios are accounted for. Like, what are you gonna do? They've said, hey, we're gonna do deep dives on 4 games. Last year they spent 53 minutes on stage, 14 games announced, 5 were VR. The rest, except for Shadow of the Colossus remake, were shown last year. So I mean, it is kind of what it is. I'm not expecting much. I mean, I think it's going to be good for people looking forward to those other games. But for me personally, cool.
Clowns, what are you looking forward to tonight, buddy?
I'm gonna be honest here, and that's Spider-Man. That's like the only thing I'm really looking forward to.
Exactly, Clowns. Thank you.
Actually, out of all the games they're going to show, that's literally my least favorite. Not least
that's
favorite.
The one
least
releasing this year. So I mean,
well, how does that up my amp level for the other Amazing 3 games? Like, I think that, like,
how do you know they're amazing? We haven't seen anything from
The
them.
Last of Us 2 is going to be nothing short of amazing. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, that's subjective since I don't like that franchise, but
I don't like Spider-Man. It's the worst.
I get
for
you.
me, it's the
I get
least.
you,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'd rather have an X-Men game.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's
Sorry.
That looks awesome. I can't wait. That looks nice, man.
Swing
Yeah,
to the left.
Last of Us is okay. Yeah.
Swing to the right. Kick
Press the
someone.
QTE. Yeah, I
Kick
get you.
someone. All right. So anyway, that's my. I'm sorry about that, guys. That single's coming out next week. Gamer M, which I don't know what that currency is, but it's not $5. It's probably $2.50. I appreciate that. Anyways, Xbox took the entire generation off. Sony isn't going to let go of the momentum and mindshare Xbox allowed
They let
them
go
to
of the
build.
momentum for a couple of years,
unchallenged.
man. They haven't done anything
Well,
Look at crap. He's
spectacular.
out there on the
Sony?
front line.
Yeah,
Wait, you haven't done anything in a couple years?
yeah. As far as their E3s, they haven't done shit. Last year was one of the worst showings I've ever seen. They didn't even want to be there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I mean, okay, but no. I mean, shit, no. But E3, I think E3
hold on.
2016 was the best one.
The
ever.
Sony, here's Destin Legary's tweet. The Sony event is in standing room only tent, decked out to look like a haunted house or something with creepy noises.
What?
What the hell
Yeah.
is that supposed
As long as there's people not hanging from the fucking rack.
that was
So
brutal,
let
dude.
me ask you guys this: a standing room only, they're not going to make people stand for very long, huh? This could be an hour show.
I bet you it's
I'd
an
say you'd be
hour.
lucky if
Bose
you
is
get
good.
people to stand for an hour. Yep.
Yeah, 1 hour.
What if they're just doing the 4 games that they say they're going to do and a couple of multiplats
Well, it'll still be better than Microsoft's.
How would that be better than 50
don't think
games?
So at all,
Well, here's the
dude.
thing.
50
If they listen,
multiplats, man. Come on.
yeah, if they just come out there and show those 4 games, they 4 exclusives, right? Microsoft showed with 2, all right, and then do some multiplats. But you know what I mean? I still think they would have a better showing. I mean, they
Well,
should.
I mean, I guess opinions though. I mean, I would disagree with that, but
Yeah, I would disagree as well.
yeah. I mean, like I'm hoping that they do a good show, but I mean, it seems like they're going very avant-garde with a standing room only tent. Like,
Oh,
I mean, the damage
Sony
control
always
is going
puts
to
on
be
a good show,
good.
though. I mean,
Yeah,
with
I
the
mean, let's
presentations.
hope anything's better than last year from them.
So wait,
that's
they're not
for
going to
sure.
be. They're not going to be in that theater again.
No, they're doing a tent. I just
tent?
tweeted it.
Yeah, it's a tent, dude.
I'm looking. I didn't see. Is there a picture of it?
Yeah,
I don't
there's
see
a
it.
video of it. It's a tent.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's a tent.
They
Standing room only.
spent all of their money
Oh my
on the
god!
games. They
Microsoft
can't-
pulled a Superman 2. Their broke ass pushed back and now it went on the other side. Holy shit! Sony's in a tent?
Yes.
I think
Oh.
it's a church.
Oh, there it is. I see it now.
'Cause
Okay,
There's,
there it
there's
is.
other pictures on Twitter from other people that show like a church, so I'm thinking Bloodborne too.
Where is it at? Let me see. Where's that?
I retweeted it.
John Linneman just tweeted it out as well. It looks like a broke dude's wedding. All right, listen. All right, look, it is what it is. I bet you it's going to be a good show on how they're going to show games at that joint. But okay.
They're standing. There's no chairs.
There's no chairs.
Pews. They have pews there.
You know what it is? They're playing the new Mooch single. Swing to the left.
Hey, look. They
Swing
sprung,
to the
hey,
right.
Look,
What
they
is this?
sprung,
Kick.
hey, they sprung for all the accoutrements.
No?
They got some
All right.
Christmas lights hanging up
What is
and
this, a wine
everything,
mixer?
man.
That literally looks like a wacky wedding.
Oh man.
Everybody out here for DJ Jazzy Mooch. We're gonna have a little rendezvous to punch is spiked.
Wow,
Sean
that's
Layden.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a good show, man. Let's get a good show in, Sony. Show me some
real quick.
multipads.
Let's pay these bills before we gotta go. Failed Pyromancer says Microsoft E3 was more impactful than this showstopper, and then Floyd Mayweather says Keeley gonna have orgasms over Death Stranding. That's probably happening, Floyd, for real.
Keeley hates Microsoft, bro. It's proven.
It's so true.
He really does, man.
Yo, that guy
thanks for the invite, bro. I got it ripped.
Yo, you got to go out all day. Thank you for coming, buddy. I appreciate it. Zoot Plays, who does a lot of writing for gaming. He goes, Sony instantly loses E3. They're making us stand in a church-like setting. You know what's going to happen? They're going to tell everybody that's in there to like open up a door, and then they're going to walk into something that like is like a NASA shuttle or something.
Is that real?
It is a church.
Yeah, that's Zoot.
Setting. That's weird.
Yeah, that is very weird.
Yeah, but Bloodborne 2, I mean, it's perfect to reveal that.
So,
hey, you know what's if it's as bad as that setting is right there, I can't wait to see Greg Miller like completely make this look cool. So we were there, right? All right. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
But anyway,
go have a pound cake.
Right? No, this is great. I look at regardless, church, tent, campgrounds, it doesn't matter. If they show The Last of Us 2, I'm gung-ho. If they announce it this fall, I'm really excited.
That would be great. That would be really shocking and really great. And it would just sell another 10 million consoles if it, whoever didn't already buy one.
That's not happening.
I don't think so either. I think.
Wait, what did you say, Boom? Say it again.
I said if it launches this year, it would be a massive surprise. It would probably sell another 10 million consoles. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to get a holiday of next year.
All right. Yeah. Well, guys, listen, we're about 8 minutes away. I want to thank everybody in the panel. Z left because he's starting his room up. You're going to see me and Crap over there. And I don't know whoever else he's got coming. It's going to be a heck of a show. And then I want to thank Fonz. Fonz, thanks for being here, bro.
Hey, thank you.
Awesome to have you and your input.
I'm doing an after show though. Like I don't like.
That's right, Crap. You're doing an after show too. That's right. We're actually not going to stop podcasting, folks. We're going to go right into Saturday. So if you want to stop sending donations, start sending food and water
right now because your ass is going to be hurting.
Yeah,
dude. Broom, I podcasted 9 hours yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Wow. All right, Luca. Thank you. I appreciate it. Don't leave before. Say an outro at least. Don't leave.
Luca.
I'm like, Luca.
Do you want to join? Do you want to join the after show, Luca? Please.
Not really.
After parties, like.
God damn it! I need to. Nobody ever wants to help my ass out, man.
Assassin. I'm gonna be there.
What are you talking about?
Imagine Assassin.
Every time you've asked me to come on, I've come.
That's true.
I have work tomorrow.
Yeah, so do I. I gotta do a post show, but no, it's all good. I will have at least me and Mooch, I guess.
If it's amazing, I'll stop by. Just send the link, okay?
Okay. Gotcha.
Boom. Thanks for being here tonight too, buddy.
My pleasure, guys. I appreciate the invite. It was great hanging out with everyone as always. Have a great show. Enjoy the rest of E3.
And Clowns, thank you too, buddy. I appreciate it, Clowns.
PlayStation.
Swing to the right.
Talk about his love for PlayStation. I know Crab loves Playstation VR. So
dude, I'm such a PlayStation fanatic, dude. I tell you what, man. I'm like, woo, PlayStation.
I'm sure he's even has tattoos.
Wait, that's my Crossfire theme song.
Is it Crossfire?
Stolen.
Yeah. Damn it. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you guys during and after the Sony conference. Peace out.
Over to Z's channel.
Bye.